Hey everyone, this is Elias from RevMatch Media, and today we're going to be taking a look at the 2021 Ford F-150 Raptor. Yes, I have been waiting so long to get to drive one of these. Well, let's go ahead and get started. We get started in the front and, yeah, iconic. Iconic is the word. Iconic Raptor lights. Yes, so many other manufacturers have tried, so many aftermarket manufacturers have tried. It just looks so good in this. And at night, as you can see in the picture, it looks even better. It looks menacing. I do love those things. It's such a small thing, but it really defines what the Raptor is when we're talking about the front. But there's a little bit more. That hood just looks so good. We also have these nice LED headlights. They illuminate the road really good, especially if you're on a back road and having some fun. You're definitely gonna need some lights. But not to worry, because we also have some rigid lights down here, which is a nice touch. And we also have some nice tow points in the front here. Another one of my favorite things about the Raptor is the front-facing camera that gets active when you are in different drive modes like Baja mode, which we'll show you soon. But yeah, this front end is just iconic. It just looks so good, so mean, and it is so wide. You could see the fenders just kind of how much more they just kind of stick out than a regular F-150. Well, let's go ahead and see what we have under this nice hood. We take a look under the hood and we have the 3.5 liter V6 EcoBoost high output engine. It is cranking out 450 horsepower and 510 pound-feet of torque. It is connected to the 10-speed auto and then to the Ford 4x4 system. Now, I know it's not a V8. Who cares? Is the attitude I'm gonna have with it. And it's simple. This has more power, it still sounds good, and it's still a lot of fun. I know it's not V8. We have turbos, yes, but the tunability as well is there. It's there. It's a lot of fun. This thing has been incredible. It can be very quiet. It does have a little exhaust button to make sure that, you know, the neighbors don't get mad at you. But if your neighbors are cool, like mine are, have it in the Baja mode, which is off-road only, kids. Yes, I was off the road, I was in my driveway, but yes, it opens up and it just sounds really mean. The power output, the power delivery is there. It is really good drivetrain. It's been a blast. Paired up with the wheels and tires and just everything together works so well in this Raptor. Are there more powerful off-road trucks? Yes, TRX, significantly more power, but I kind of like this more. Yeah, that 10-speed auto is really good at delivering the power as well. Well, let's go ahead and see what we have in those wheels and tires. We get down to the wheel and tire package, and this thing is all about big and bigger and really the biggest. But we have a nice 17-inch wheel here. I love the design. It's a little dirty right now because we were having a little bit of fun, but the black color stands out and looks really good against this blue, which is spectacular. And we do have the massive BF Goodrich KL2 in the 315/70 size. Yeah, these things are incredible. On the road, extremely smooth, lots of grip. Off-road, or more like gravel, you know, kind of off, more Baja, I guess, back roads, they still have a ton of grip. Those brakes are really good, and the tires, wherever you're pointing them with your steering wheel, they will go. So surprisingly, yeah, I was, especially for a big guy like this, I was expecting a little bit of understeer. Not the case with this. You definitely had, on unpaved roads like this, you definitely had the power and you had the grip to get this guy going where you wanted to go. And the suspension in this is incredible. With the different shock settings that you have inside, you have normal, you have sport, and Baja. They all work really well at what they're supposed to do. Personally, I've been in sport mode when I'm on the road because normal does have a little bit too much sway for me. But when you're in Baja mode and you're in terrain like this, it's exactly what you need. Well, let's go ahead and see what we have on the side. We take a look at the side and we can see this thing is really, really nice. First, that blue pops so much. And we get started in the front and we can see we have a nice sculpted hood. We do have some venting here. Yes, that is actually functional. So nice touch, Ford. We don't like fake vents, but it's a nice touch there. We do have this big fender cover there. Big wheels and tires, looks so good. We do have a side step, which is good. You know, family practical or short people friendly. So it is easy to get into and out. My kid had no problem with doing so without my help. We do have the door, which I do love this little accent there because again, like I'll mention later, this is visibility is a huge plus, even though it's just that little dip. It's so good. But yeah, we have this. We have the Raptor graphics in the back. A couple of my friends said they didn't like it. I'm for it. I think it looks nice. We do have the Fox shocks kind of peeking through a little bit there. And this graphic was really cool. So this has it actually has a QR code. If you scan it with your phone, it actually takes you to the Ford Off-Road Performance website, news website for Ford Off-Road Performance. Yes. So that was a nice little Easter egg there. So nice little touch. We get to the back and we have a nice truck bed. Starting off with the tailgate, we have this plastic. Yes, it's plastic, but it looks really good. I do like the fact that it is breaking up just kind of a big metal tailgate. So it's a nice touch there. We do have these nice taillights here. Nice design, no complaints there. Black bumper, which is good touch. Black exhaust tips. Yes, they're functional. Yes, they do connect to the exhaust itself. It's not fake tips or anything like that. We have more tie down points here. If you're needing to trailer some toys, this does have the Pro Trailer option as well, which is really good to have. Makes trailer rookies easy, makes it look easy for us, or makes it easy for us. And we do have the zone lighting with this, so it's nice that I am able to illuminate the ground and able to see just literally all around, have lighting on there in case you're in an area that doesn't have any lighting really. So a couple of things. Let's take a look at the key fob. So the key fob does have a button for the tailgate. So you press that twice and you're gonna see this guy comes down. And a couple of things. So we do have the step that I really liked in Ford. And the reason I liked in Ford is because it's a fairly large step and it does have a little shock or a little spring. It's spring loaded, which is nice. So you are able to get in, makes it easy for that. You also have this here, when we're getting a little on the older side and just need a little bit of a boost there. So that is a nice touch to that there. Now, the other thing about this is, okay, so we can go ahead and put that in there. We do have a ruler here, a measurement here that we can do that. We have a point here for clamps to clamp down any piece of wood you may be cutting or any metal or anything like that, which is a nice little touch. And again, we have those measurements here. We do have the LED lights in the bed. We do have the Ford Tough Bed lining in here, which is nice. A couple of tie down points. And we also have a power connection right there. Now, with this though, again, I can go ahead and lift it. It's a little bit on the heavier side than normal tailgates that I've encountered. But what makes the Ford so great is that when you press the button twice, no hands. So it does go up on its own, which is a nice touch. Makes things easier, especially like for my dad. My dad is 87, will be 87. Yeah, if he wants to put the truck bed up, if he decides to buy a Raptor, Dad, yes, you definitely want to buy a Raptor. It is easy for him to go ahead, bring that up and down. So the other thing is with this, if you push the button, yes. I had bad timing, but the Raptor had perfect timing. Well, it does have remote start, gets that V6 roaring, so let's go ahead and go for a drive. You get inside of the Raptor, and this thing is nice. It's just what the Raptor itself is on the outside and drivetrain, it is on the inside. It's a little bit more performance oriented. What I mean by that is you have, you know, some finishes like, you know, this little thing on the steering wheel, some cool carbon fiber like or diamond kind of plating looking pattern to things, but overall it's a really nice interior. We get to the door first, and this is one of my favorite things about Fords is this little cutout here. It's such a small thing, but it allows the mirror to be lower, and I thought it was just myself, but fellow journalist did point it out when I was just kind of taking a look at some other comparison reviews of other F-150s, and they mentioned that. They mentioned that this little thing is such a huge help for visibility. It makes it easy for you to make sure that obviously it doesn't cover your A-pillar. It doesn't go ahead and, you know, it just makes visibility easier. The mirrors having them down, you are able to see the curb as well a lot easier when you're making, you know, a right turn maybe like this to make sure you don't hop the curb, especially with a big truck. So that was a really nice thing to have, and again, I do love that. The armrest is really comfortable, nicely positioned, no issues there. There's nice little cubby holes here, and we have the B&O sound system in this, which sounds really, really good. I do love that. Then we get to the seats. The seats is where I am torn, because I do like the feel of the seats, and they're big and comfortable, but they're a little too big. The seat on the bottom, the actual place where you sit, has a it's too wide. as yes, usually I'm complaining about, you know, not being big boy friendly. This may be a little too big boy friendly, and the bottom seat just is too wide, and it actually rubs against the center console, or at least this one does. And the other thing I'm not 100% sold on is the fact that, yeah, with it being so wide, and if I just move slightly to one side, it starts to rub it, and the bottom cushion just feels like I can literally like lift it off the seat itself. So yeah, I'm not 100% sold on this, and not sure if it's just this specific one that I'm driving, or if this is something that other Raptor owners have encountered. But yeah, that was one of the things. Immediately I sat in it, I'm like, why is this seat like squeaking? I thought it was something else, but it's not that the seat itself was squeaking, it's the leather on plastic rubbing. So yeah, and I even had my buddy ride in it, and he's not as heavy as I am, and he actually noticed it as well. So yeah, there is that. But other than that though, like, the comfort is really there. It is super plush. It's nice and big, it's heated, it's vented, so it does its job, and I could drive this thing for thousands of miles and be perfectly comfortable. We get to the steering wheel, and this thing is really nice. It's just like the F-150 steering wheel, but a little bit more performance upgrades, like I said. So let's start with the material. The material itself is really nice, comfortable leather, really good feel to it, really good size to it as well. We do have that little red performance line here, which is really nice. I say performance, but you guys know what I mean. But it's nice. It's a nice little touch. It breaks up the lots of black in this, so it is a nice little touch. We do have some really great positioned buttons in the front, very easy. Some of my favorite ones, obviously suspension and exhaust, which we will definitely get into on how fun those things are. But yeah, overall this has been a really nice feel to it as well. You know, just kind of giving you the feedback of, you know, the steering on this, so no complaints as far as that goes. We get to the gauge cluster, and the gauge cluster is really nice. It's a big screen. We do have your digital tach, digital speedometer. We have gauges in the middle. You can change that information. Yeah, I mean, it's been great. I do love all the options it has. You can put even, you know, we have the off-road mode there as well, power distribution, you know, just a bunch of great information. So I was able to keep it, so I normally have it on the my gauges, where you can program which specific gauges you want. So typically I've had vacuum or boost, and I also have air charge temperature. Yeah, that's been pretty much my go-tos for this, and it's been really good. You know, nice little clear display, no complaints there. We get over to the infotainment system, and yeah, as you guys can clearly see, this thing is massive. So there is a massive screen to this, which I really love about this F-150 Raptor. I can have and I like that it has a dual zones as well, so I can have my music playing here, and I can have different things here. Like in this case, I have the bed camera set up here, which I can program and make sure that whatever I'm towing back there is still there. So we do have that. I wish it had the backup camera program to this, but yeah, we don't have it on here. That would have been a nice touch to have. But either way, you know, we have all these different options, the zone lighting, the Pro Power onboard, you know, the fuel economy, because who cares about that when you're in a Raptor, but navigation. So we definitely have a lot, and you can even make this your music while you have this set to be your navigation. So if you have your Apple CarPlay, I'll show you really quick. This was actually a really cool thing, and I was like, yes, because one of my pet peeves is I'm in the Apple Maps, and I want to go to the next song, even though I can do it here, but sometimes I just maybe want to visually see what song it is or anything like that. So you are able to have that. Really cool. Tons of options in here to go through. Up here we do have our different camera view. We have the traction control, and we also have the trail control there as well. Speaking about awesome buttons, we have some auxiliary switches. We have 6 auxiliary switches up here for power. And these things are nice. They feel so good. I love the clunking that it gives you. So it is a nice touch to them. Definitely one of my favorite things about this Raptor. And then we come a little bit lower here, and we do have some traditional physical buttons for your radio, for your climate control. No issues there. Really, really clear. And you're able to control them very easily. We come down a little bit lower, and this does have a wireless charger because this does have wireless Apple CarPlay as well, which is great. This is really great that we have it in this system, and it works really well. I haven't had any issues with connectivity compared to other systems that have had Apple CarPlay. So it's nice to know that we have that here and that it works really, really well. We come back a little bit more, and we have the shifter. So it's a big, meaty guy, and it works really well. I mean, it doesn't have for you to change different gears. You do have it in manual mode, and then you use the paddle shifters that this has. It is really nice. I mean, it works. The shifts are really nice on this. My favorite thing about the shifter is you are able to lay it down so that you are able to do something special with the armrest, which we'll get into. Cup holders, nice and big. We also have a nice little slit down here in the middle. Supposedly it's supposed to be for like a pen or pencil, but yeah, your phone works really nice in there as well. And we get to the armrest, and this guy lets you actually pull it down or lift it up and put it down so that you have a work surface. It's really good. That's how I was able to actually successfully really or easily put my camera systems together, because I was able to have a work surface here, which is a nice little touch to this. Now we get over to the back seats, and the back seats are nice and comfortable. They are big. You can see I have my kid's seat back there. No complaints there. He was really comfortable. We used both that seat and the booster seat. The booster seat was perfect for him as well. But we had a smaller sports car this week, so we did have to kind of trade that booster seat for this. But either way, he was really comfortable. No issues there. And yeah, lots of space and comfort in the back. And then we get to the truck bed, and yeah, it's a truck bed. Favorite thing, definitely that you can remotely lay it down as well as pick it up. So nice little thing, especially for someone like my dad, that he's a little bit older and may not have been as strong as he was once, you know, maybe 30, 40 years ago. So it's a nice thing to make that go up on its own, even though, again, it's really not that heavy of a tailgate. Now let's talk performance. We're dealing with the 3.5 liter V6 EcoBoost engine, cranking out 450 horsepower and 510 pound-feet of torque. Now that is going through the 10-speed auto and then through the Ford 4x4 system. Now let's just say this thing is awesome. I love the sound to this. I know, oh, we don't have the V8 anymore. You know, Ford went with a V6 turbo. I don't care. I really do not. This thing sounds great. And it outperforms the V8 regarding power. So why wouldn't you want more power? Yes, you're losing 2 cylinders, but you're gaining turbo. You're gaining turbo power. And it's very smooth, especially with that 10-speed auto that is connected to it. And it shifts really quick if you need it to, and really calm if you need it to as well, which is great. It's made it a really nice truck to kind of have. Now, the other thing I really like about this is, so when we're talking about on-road performance, I would personally recommend having it because you can change the dampers and you can change the exhaust noise level. I don't know, I'm sure it unlocks more power, you know, because it's freer flowing exhaust, or at least I'd hope it is, and not just louder in here. But either way, the dampers for everyday driving, I saw Sport to be really good, because when you had it in normal, it did have a little bit of a sway. When you were maybe, you know, making a left turn, you did feel the truck kind of swing a little bit more, or roll a little bit more than personally I would have liked to. But once you get into off-road mode, yeah, that's where it really, you know, and we'll get to that soon. But yeah, the Sport is what I really like. Now, going to the exhaust, you can go quiet, you can go normal, you can go Sport, and you can go Baja. Now, kids, Baja is off-road use only. See manual. I think I know what the manual says. But it's probably, hey, careful where you're driving this thing because of noise, noise laws. But in this case, yeah, I'm in Texas, and it was in off-road, or it was in, yeah, it was in Baja mode the whole time. It sounds really good. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and switch it to Baja mode, but we also have the performance modes down here. So we do have the slippery, which is for like snow or rain, which is really good. We do have the tow haul, the Sport mode, the normal mode, deep snow sand. We also have, yeah, you could hear it, Baja mode and rock crawling mode. Personally, I've been in normal and Sport, and I do like the Baja mode. We found an unpaved road, which was perfect for this Raptor. A couple of things we're gonna do. Drive mode, we are going to switch it over to Baja mode, not rock crawl. So we're in Baja mode, and that shifts the drivetrain, and yeah. And we also have this front-facing camera active, which is nice because if you're needing to see maybe a little bit over a crest or something like that, or just, it's nice to have this available on there. So without further ado, let's go have some fun. Oh, also, before we go have fun, I'm gonna switch it over to manual because I wanna be able to fully control the transmission with the shifts. What's great about it is that this actually will hold the gear. It will not shift for you. So yeah, that's definitely what you want when you are in a manual mode for a 10-speed auto. Well, let's get going. And this thing is so smooth off the line. You know, you can definitely feel that we have the Baja suspension mode set up, because when you accelerate, it just squatted down and lifted up front, so it is on the softer side. And again, with this unpaved road, this thing is so smooth. Like, you know, if even in normal pickup trucks on smooth pavement, doesn't feel this smooth. That's what this suspension is all about. It's gonna absorb all these little bumps and even the big bumps as well. So, yeah, and the grip is there. The power delivery to all wheels, it's just so good. And whoa, little bumps there, big bumps there. It's just so much fun. And the shifts are so quick as well. No complaints there. The brakes have been the most amazing thing with this, because it does slow the big truck down really fast, and it's very predictable. You know, it's not uneven or no complaints, you know, regarding brake performance. Again, granted, this is a very massive truck, but it still gets the performance of the brakes and the power. That V6 is so good. It sounds so incredible. And yeah, so when you're in Baja mode, the traction control does turn off. So we're doing a little bit more mechanical grip, so to speak, with getting that power down, but it is just so good. I am really loving this thing. It's so easy to drive too. And that engine just sounds so good. But yeah, that's what this truck is for. And that's why when you want to have some weekend fun. And the big thing with this is you hear it. So we'll go ahead and bring it back to drive mode, automatic mode. But the big thing with this is everyone says, oh, you know, the next Raptor killer, the next, you know, this is gonna be better than the Raptor. Yeah, there's a reason why every brand is going after Ford, going after this specific model, and it's because it's so damn good. It's crazy how much fun this thing is. And I've driven the TRX, way more power, but I hate to say it, sometimes it's not about power, it's about feel. Example, Miata, one of the funnest cars to drive. Toyota 86, again, another one of the funnest cars to drive. M2, hey, we got a little bit more power there, but it drives really, the feel is so incredible. And that's what this envisions. That's what this has been able to do. It's been able to capture that essence of off-road fun in a great package. Oh yeah, downshift. But it's been so much fun with this truck. My wife has had a blast in this. My kid has had so much fun in this. It's just been incredible. Well guys, I hope you've enjoyed my review of the Ford F-150 Raptor. And remember, find the right gear. Let's get some boost going, and away we go. Shift. Shift. Oh gosh. Yeah.